Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today is the day 6 of simple flower drawing series. We have covered so many flowers so far like carnation, snowdrop, iris flower, daffodil and sweet peas. Now today is all about lily of valley. It is very simple flower, easy to draw. So let's start with today's video. First of all, we are going to create a basic guideline. So for that, you need to create a string. You can keep this string in any angle and direction. And then at the base, you can create bigger and wider leaves. For the leaves, you can have one big leaf pointed. You can have little twisted leaf at the tip of the leaf. And you can also have folds as well. So I am keeping a fold and a twisted pattern at the tip. Now you can have one more leaf little bit tilted, twisted, something like this. I think this one is not good, so let me rub it and let me do it again. So that is the beauty of doing things with the help of pencil first, right? You can have correction at any point of time. So let's do it one more time. You can have a wavy pattern like this and then make a leaf kind of shape like this. And then you have a fold. Now I'm tracing this particular leaf again more precisely, and these are the two leaves that I have. Now for the flowers, you can create a string and then you can create substring. So substring could be longer and smaller. If the substring is longer, you can have 2-3 flowers in it. If it is smaller, you can have only one flower. So basically you need to divide it into multiple substring left and right. So keep doing it until you're satisfied with your structure. And then at each string that we have, we need to create a small round shape. So let's do the round shape now. And I'm doing a little bit of overlapping between leaf and flower, so you can do something like this as well. Overlapping of leaf and flower is something very nice to have, so that is why I like to do something like this. And then for the longer substring, you can have 2 flowers. For the smaller one, you can have 1 flower. And for the flower, I'm keeping round shape like this. Smaller round shape, rough round shape is totally fine. And these are my flowers. We need little variation in these round shape, which I am going to show you later on. So first you can do something like this and do it until you're satisfied. You can have more branches of these kind of flowers and you can have many more flowers. You can have many more leaves. These things is totally up to you. So I have created 2 leaves and 1 string, multiple flowers into it, and this is the final composition. Now for the flower, at the base, you need to create a zigzag pattern which is going little bit towards outward direction from left and right. So either you can have little zigzag pattern, this one is the simplest one to do, and you can have this kind of pattern for all the flowers that you have, or else you can create a small oval shape at the base of this particular circle so that you can see a little bit opening of flower kind of pattern. So couple of them you can keep straight, only zigzag pattern, and for couple of them you can have a small round shape or a small oval shape so that you can see the opening of flower as well. So do it for all the flowers that you have. Throughout you can have different angle of flower, so you can keep the opening or you can keep the zigzag pattern in a different direction to have the perspective of flower. So it is simple, right? So let's do it for all the flowers that you have. So I hope you understand what needs to be done. So let me show you one more time. So you can create a round shape first, and then at the base you can have a zigzag pattern. I'm extending the base a little bit towards outside, so the corner is little bit extended towards outside. And you can have a small oval shape at the base, but the oval shape also should be in a zigzag pattern. So this is something we need to do for all the flowers. This is the basic composition that we have done. We are done with the drawing part. We are going to do a little bit of shading and detailing into it later on, but let's trace everything quickly with the help of pen. I am using size 0.2 needle pen. You can definitely try different sizes of pen. For outlining you can use little bigger pen, for fine detailing you can use a smaller pen. Those things you can definitely do. I am only using size 0.2 needle pen, and you can also use normal ball pen also. It is totally fine to use simple pen to do something like this. First you need to comfortable with your drawing, with your sketching. If you are done doing all these things, you are comfortable doing all these things, then you can switch to all these fancy stuff. Otherwise simple ball pen is also fine. So let's trace everything quickly. I'm going to keep all these stems little thicker as compared to the any other element, so that is something you can do. So let's do it quickly and then we are going to jump into the next step. Now let's start with the leaf. So keeping the tip little darker and the folds little darker. So for make it little dark, I'm doing some cross hatching around that particular area. So you can create parallel line and then cross line to make it more darker and darker. At one side of the leaf I am creating lines like this. This process is also known as hatching, wherein you create parallel lines close to each other. The closer you will create these lines, the darker shade you will get. So hard lines I am creating something like this throughout at one side of the leaf as per the leaf shape that you have. This process you can also call it contouring as well, because contouring and hatching has very minor difference into it. When you contour any element, you go along with the object shape, and that's the difference. So for this particular fold as well, I'm doing some cross hatching to make it more darker. We need little darker and lighter element whenever we are only doing drawing part, and we have to understand all these sketching technique as well. We need to do on the another side of the leaf, I'm doing soft shading like this. So with the help of very soft hand you can go from one direction to another, but do not change the direction, or always start from one direction and go to the next one and repeat it until you get the nice shading around that particular area. So eventually you will see you have little darker color at the tip, and in the center you have lighter shade. So either you can do this for the leaf throughout, or else you can mix something like this, like we did. Half part we did hatching and half part we are doing soft shading with the help of soft hand, and we need to repeat the same thing for another leaf as well. Now let's do the flowers. So for the flowers you can create some curve from center part of the flower towards the downward direction like this. So first do it for all the flowers that you have. Couple of lines. These are basically curves, not lines, as per the flower shape. So you can create 3 to 4 lines like this and repeat it for all the flowers that you have. After this, with the help of soft hand, you need to again do the same thing what we did in another side of the leaf. Soft shading from one direction to another, from the center part of the flower towards the downward direction, so that we can have little darker color at the tip of the flowers wherein the stem is attached. And that is something you can do for all the flowers that you have. If you have little bit of opening at the base, then you can do some shading around that area, but basically some more lines with soft hand is something we need to do for all the flowers. And this is the final step. If you want, you can keep the substring little darker. And we are done with today's video. I hope this video is easy and simple to follow, and please do let me know if you have any kind of feedback for me, and thank you so much for watching. See you all in the next video.